Okay, so I guess we're ready.
Yep.
Okay, so can I just hit share screen? Am I good to go?
Yep.
Or
I think
okay,
yep.
all right. Well, before I get started, welcome to my. I guess you could say this is my very first training that I'm giving you guys. Today we're going to be learning a little bit. This basically your introductory course to Canva. Now, I know everybody here knows what Canva is. Um, Canva is it's an art, graphic design, and layout application, which is basically takes a lot of the elements from your major graphic design programs, like all your Adobe suite applications, and condenses them into something that's more cloud-based. It's more user-friendly, and the good thing about it is it allows people with not much art or design experience to really get to learn the nuts and bolts of it. It's really basically, I don't want to say graphic design for dummies, but I think you can kind of get the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of the setup here in Canva, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what Wendy and I do. We design our social media promotions mostly in Canva, and I'll show you some examples of that, and I'll show you how they're put together. So okay. All right, so this, and I know some of you who are already using it know what the interface looks like. You have all of your choices here, and I have like some previous examples of my previous designs. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to basically design a social media ad that we usually do. So what I usually do first, so I'm going to design something. I'm going to design a Facebook post, and what I basically do up here is I go up to create a design, and in the search engine, I'm just going to type in Facebook post. Okay, and then the cool thing is it knows exactly the dimensions of pretty much any kind of social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, Pinterest. And so we have a blank canvas and Canva. And so what I'm going to do is usually daily, Wendy and I design little inspirational programs, little inspirational sayings and stuff like that that we put out on our social media platforms. So I'm going to go ahead and put one together. I'm just going to find something that's nice and inspirational, and you can post to your social media platforms, and so you can garner likes and inspirational comments and stuff like that. So I'm feeling like let's do like a tranquil beach scene. So here is all your tools on your left-hand side. So you have templates, which we already have set up. And basically what I'm going to do, I usually like to do like a photograph background. So you go into photos, and the cool thing about Canva is it has tons and tons and tons of stock photography and that you could choose. And so I just go into, let's go Tranquil Beach. And I just hit enter. And as you can see, it brings up all these really cool beach scenes, and really nice one. We're looking for something tranquil and peaceful. So what I'll do is, instead of tranquil beach, let's do tropical beach instead.
Justin's right here.
I'm sorry? Questions so far? Am I going too quick for everybody, or?
You're good. I think she just signed in, so we can just mute everybody and then let them unmute themselves.
Okay. All right. So so I'm going to choose tropical beach, and ooh, look what we have there. That's really nice. So let's choose something. Let's choose something there. And we got a nice beach scene with a palm tree. And I can make this a background in one of two ways. I could usually take this, I just kind of move it around with my cursor, and I could just click and drag one of these corner nodes and make it larger and just move it around. So I get a little bit of that ocean and I get a little bit of that palm tree in there. Or I can just right click, and then right here is a command at the bottom called set image as background. And so that automatically does it for you. Right. And normally what I like to do here is I just like to go search in the internet for just some inspirational quotes or some beach scenery or some beach quotes. So all I really do is I just go into Google, and then let's do quotes about the beach. There we go. And what I'm going to do here is, this is one of the, okay. So we have Yanni, Greek musician. For me, a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, and barefoot on the beach, and I'm happy. So we'll go with that. And I just copy, and then I'm going to paste this in. So we're going to add some text, and we have our text tool here. All I'm doing is clicking on it, and it gives you three types of, well, you have a bunch of choices for text. You can add your own personal heading, subheading, or the smallest text, which is the body text, or you have some ready-made text examples right here. You can scroll down here and see if anything looks appealing. So what I'll do is I'll create one of my own, and I'm going to choose a heading text. And so it's nice and big and bold. And then I just highlight it and I just paste my text in. And there we go. So that's kind of big, and it looks like it's getting kind of lost in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so it fits. It's kind of like up at the top. And then what I usually like to do to bring it out a little bit more, I'll put like a faded box in the background so the text pops a lot more. And then you just simply go up to here, you go to elements, and then you have all sorts of lines and shapes. If you want like a box, you can just click on the square tool, just click on that, and it gives it a box, gives it a nice box for you. And then what I like to do is bring that up here and bring that over. All right. Now we don't want to obstruct the palm trees in the background. So I'm going to basically make this white, and then I'm going to fade it a little bit. And to get that, your little color picker is up here, and then you have all kinds of color swatches that are pre-made. And these colors here are the brand colors for the Romeo destinations, and I'll explain about that in another session. But so we're just going to go with white for right now. And after that, I just want to fade it a little bit. So this tool up here is your transparency. And what it does, it kind of, it fades it a little bit so you can see the beach scene in the background. And then you have this, the transparency or the opacity slider. You just kind of play around with it until you get something that you like. So you can still see that, you can still see the text, but yet you can still see the background image of the beach. So, and then I feel like making the text a different color, maybe not black, maybe just like more of like a sort of like a tranquil blue color. And then I'm going to, just maybe choose like something serene, like a blue. Oh, not that one. All right, I don't know what happened there. All right, I'm going to make that blue. And okay, and I don't understand why I did that. All I did was change the color, but what I do is the text boxes, you can always manipulate. You have nodes here on each corner and on the sides. So I'm gonna just play around with that a little bit. And there you go. And then you can always change the font if you think the font looks too blocky. Here are all your fonts. You just go up here to where it says Open Sans Extra. That's the default font that's brought in when you bring in text. So when I go in here, I have tons and tons and tons of fonts. And so let's choose something a little bit more fancy, but not super fancy. So I'm going to choose Cerebri, which is kind of like an avant-garde type of font. That's a little bit easier on the eyes, and we can make it pop out a little bit more by just making the text bold. And I'll just drag this box down a little bit. And so there, so we have our quote. And what I'll do is I want to bring in the author's name, and that was Yanni. So I can do it one of two ways. I could just bring this box down a little bit, expand this box, and then go back to my text tool and then choose a smaller subheading type of font. And I can bring that in, and Yanni. I'll just put his name there. I'll make that bold. And there we go. So, and then next, we usually advertise our logo and our brand in the Facebook post that we put out each day. So we have a little section over here. It's called uploads, and you can upload all your own JPEGs and all your images that you can actually use. You're not limited to what Canva provides. You can upload any images from your own library, from your cell phone or whatever. And as you can see, I've been working on some Disney posts. We have Goofy, Mickey Mouse, Nemo, and Dory, and Wendy was working. These are some of the photos that Wendy uploaded for some of the mock bookings. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. There's some people from our Toastmasters Club. There's the Beatles, our cats. And here we go. Here's our Romeo Destinations logo. And all I do to get on it, I can get it in there one of two ways. I can click, I can drag it, and then just make it smaller, or I could just click on it and boom, it's right there. So what I do is I'll just bring it down, make it a little bit smaller, and I put it in there. The cool thing about Canva is if you notice how I'm moving this around, you see all these guidelines. This does a great job in helping you center things. And that's what I really like about it, especially as somebody who's been a graphic designer like myself for a long time. I get a little frustrated. I have to bring in my own guidelines and center everything up. You don't have to do that here in Canva. It does it for you, and that's the really cool thing. And then even if you want to make sure things are centered, like this box here, see the little purple line down the middle. I think that's a really cool attribute for Canva. So there we have, short and sweet. We have a Facebook post, and I think what I'll do is I'll just make this a little bit more opaque. So we're at 66% opacity. I'll just drag it up to maybe about 70. So you can still see that beach scene in the back, but yet the text, it pops. So there you go. We have an ad or a Facebook post. Now you can get this onto your social media platform in a couple of ways. There is an app for Canva that you can download, and you can actually work on designs on your smartphone. I don't really like to do that as saying as a graphic designer in my professional life. I work at a table, I work at a desk, and I just, have my actual mouse. So you can download the Canva app for your smartphone, and you can work on that and see if that works for you. So what I usually like to do when I get these to my social media platforms, you can choose publish to Facebook. But what I really like to do is I haven't published directly from Canva into Facebook. What I usually like to do is I like to actually download the file. And you just hit this little arrow button here. It's for your downloads. And you have a bunch of choices for your types of downloads. The preferred method I like to use is the PNG file. And then I just download it to my desktop. And then what I'll do is I'll just log on to my own Facebook page. And then I'll just I'll do a post. It goes into my downloads folder. And I just bring that in. And boom. It is now officially posted to my Facebook. So that is, where is my, okay, so that's basically how I do a post. And anybody have any questions so far as to how I created it? Can anybody hear me? Okay. All right. So basically what I'll do is the next what I'll show you is what I usually do, the posts that we do for Facebook Live groups that we advertise for team building. So, and that's fairly simple. And what I'll do is I'll get out of this. We're done here. And I'll do, oh, and then before I go back into that, I want to show something that when I usually send posts over to Wendy, she usually converts them into Instagram. So there is a tool up here. It's called Resize, and all you're doing for that is you're the Facebook page, and then you're just going to hit Instagram post, and then what that'll do is it'll create a whole nother file, and it'll resize it to Instagram specs. And so you just hit the magic little button, and then you have a image that's basically ready to be sent off to Instagram. What I usually like to do is I like to just size it up a little bit. See, that's a beach scene. And I want to get that water in there, so I'll just move these down a little bit. And then maybe I'll just move the Romeo destinations over. Get in there a little bit. I'll just move it over here. So Okay, and then I can just download this to my desktop, or I can share it and send it to my Instagram feed. So, all right. Has anybody, I know Marnie, you said that you've just downloaded Canva. Anybody else download the Canva app yet? Okay. All right, so what I'll do next is I'll just show you another job that we do. We will create a travel post that advertises our team building. And actually, I'm going to start on something that I actually begun earlier today. We have this beautiful photo of Maldives, and we have that beautiful, nice little dock that goes over the water. So, and this is very easy to do. I already have my my set text and what I want to do, and a lot of times I'll go to other jobs that I've done and just bring in some elements like that. So, so I'll show you here all the recent jobs that I've done. And usually what I like to do for when I create ads going forward, I just pull elements of some of the other things that I've done. This is one that's probably going to go up on social media in the next day or two. And so what we'll do is, this is one of the ads that I put out for team building, that Wendy and I put out for team building. You want to be a travel agent. We're looking people to work from home, booking travel, start today. So a lot of times, I mean, I can go in and I can just type all this out if I want to, but I'll kind of work smarter, not harder here. I can just simply take all the elements, except for the background, because we already have a background, and I can just copy it. Command C if you're on a Mac, Control C if you're on a PC. And then I'll just paste all this information in. So you basically almost have a ready-made post. And what I like to do is, these little nodes, once again, are they allow you to size. And so we have this, reads nice, big and bold, want to be a travel agent. And if you look here, I have like another little film transparency. And I'll make that a different color so you can actually see. And I'll just choose my color picker, and I'll make that white, and we'll make that a little bit more opaque using our transparency tool. And I am really sorry. When I asked you the questions, I didn't realize that everybody was on mute. I'm looking at the chat box and I'm seeing all your comments. So my apologies. All right. So this is, again, this is something that usually goes out to Facebook Live. Actually, this is, I think this is Instagram size. So let's see, Facebook post. Yeah, all right. So I think that was Instagram. So you can see that's definitely Facebook. That's Facebook post. So, and then we'll just make that pop out a little bit more. And then we'll just make this a little bit larger. And if you notice here, and what I like to do is we'll definitely make these call to actions a little bit larger. see where it says start today. I'll just put that on one separate line so that, make it a little bit larger so it's more prominent. It's a big call to action. Wants to get people really excited about becoming a travel agent with Archer Travel or Evolution Travel. And we'll just make that. Okay. And then this is something that Wendy and I, we post to various groups like Facebook Live groups and stuff like that. And there you go. So we have it's pretty much the same thing as I did, although this is just going, this is advertising the team building. And so, and then also don't forget you give it a name. Maldives. And the cool thing about Canva is everything is cloud-based, so you don't have to save. It does the saving for you, and yet at the same time, you can still do all your undos, your control Z's and everything like that, just in case you make a mistake or if you don't like something. That's the cool thing about Canva. It's cloud-based. And then you're not, whereas opposed to you working actually on your desktop in Adobe programs where you constantly need to save. I like this because it's quick. Again, it's creative when you, it helps you along with the creativity, and that's a really cool thing about it. I was really skeptical originally when I first tried Canva. This is like, okay, as a graphic designer, okay, this is just sort of like making it like to a condensed, watered down version of it. And that was not the case. I use a lot of platforms, and I really like this because of its, because it just makes everything, helps you make everything look attractive. And that's the cool thing about that. And I'll just give you like a little bit of an overview of, I know some of you might already know this, but for those who have not, you can do all kinds of things. And like, say, when you go to create, let's say like to create an Instagram post, you can either do what I do, create one from scratch, or there's plenty of pre-made templates. And so let's create like an Instagram post. And then here's all of your pre-made templates that various Canva designers have contributed. You have sports events, you have coronavirus. That's another option if you want to do travel promotions or things like that. You can just type travel. Travel ad. And you have all of these here. So what you would just usually do is you would just find a template that you would find attractive. Okay, so let's choose top 5 beach destinations. What you do is you just click on the template, and so it gives this to you, and then you can just go in and change the text. You ungroup everything first, and ungrouping is really easy. You just right click and you just click ungroup, and then you pull all this apart. And so, and let's just play around with this a little bit. And instead of calling this top 5 beach destinations, we'll just call this "Want to Get Away to the Beach." Beach. Okay, and vacation mode on. I like that. And so, but we'll just make it bigger because it looks really, really small. Okay, and instead of reading our blog posts, we'll just put in call Wendy Romeo. At Romeo Destinations. And she will gladly help you book your next trip to paradise. Okay, and that's a bit small, so let's make that a little bit bigger, and let's make it bold too, so it stands out a lot better. Okay. And then we obviously have to give her a call to action. So what I usually like to do is I'll just take this and I'll duplicate it. I'll cut and paste it. And we'll just phone number. Okay. And then we'll put a Romeo Destinations logo in there. Again, I can bring that in from my uploads, or I can just simply go to one of the other designs that I had previously done. I just go to my other posts and I just pull elements off of that. Like here's a Romeo Destination logo. And I'll just pop that in and make that a little bit larger. I'll just move that up. And then what I like to do is I like to make sure that all the elements, all the text elements are all balanced out. And then what I'll do is to make the number stand out, the call to action, I will make sure I will make it yellow. Okay. And this, in my opinion, want to get away to the beach. Let's put a question mark on that. What am I doing? We'll make this stand out a little bit more. And the cool thing that I usually like to do is I like to put some effects on it. This one, we're going to put a drop shadow on. And so we have various effects here. And let's choose a drop shadow. And then we're going to make the drop shadow color black. And then once that's done, let's go back to effects. Okay, and then you have all these options here for your drop shadow. First of all, let's make the transparency. Let's bump up the transparency so you can actually see the black shadow beneath it. And then the offset, I just play with the offset a little bit. And then it just, as you can see that drop shadow coming. And then we'll give it a little bit of a fuzz to it, a little bit of a blur. And then we'll make vacation mode on. We'll make that a little bit bigger. Okay, so there you have it. That's basically how I use Canva for making my making our jobs, doing our various posts and everything like that. And then there's all sorts of other things that you can do. Yeah, there's everything under the sun in this. And so let's go to templates. Let's Let's go back to home for a minute. I mean, you have all kinds of stuff up here. You have presentations, social media, videos, print products. You can do business cards. You can do flyers. You can do ebooks, all sorts of templates. I mean, I really still haven't figured out all there is to figure it out, and I'm really still learning. So let's take a look. You have desktop wallpapers. You have photo collages. Photo collages are really cool. And if you have like photographs of like family and everything, you can just bring that in there. And the cool thing about that is you could just basically take and you could drag and drop photos from elements that you've uploaded. And you can substitute all that, and you can put like any photographs from the photo library in there. And those are drag and drop boxes, and that's just that's like an example of how that works. All right, so that's basically what I use Canva for. Does anybody have any questions? Did you like how I did something? Any questions about anything?
I appreciate your training. You did a great job, and I'm excited to practice. So thank you. And I may reach out to you for help.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to stop sharing. If anybody else has any other questions. Everybody good? All right. Thank you. All right. So basically that is Canva in a nutshell. Again, if anybody has any questions about how I do something, or if you have a question in general, you're welcome to reach out to me, whether that's through Facebook messaging, or if you want to friend Wendy and me on Facebook, you're welcome to, and I'd be happy to answer any additional questions. And so my suggestion to you is to, if you haven't gotten the Canva app downloaded for your phone or for your desktop or for your tablet, go ahead and do so. There's two versions. There's the free version, which obviously doesn't cost you anything. And you have a lot of features, but you don't have all the features like the paid version does, or which is called Canva Pro. And Canva Pro is actually, it's not really that much either. It's, if you want to pay yearly, I think it's like $116 for a year, but you can also go the monthly route, which is $12.95 a month. We're currently going $12.95 monthly for that, just so we budget things a little bit better. So yeah, that's basically it. And okay. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Sandy. All right. All right. So Marnie, I guess it's back over to you.
All right, thank you so much. You guys did an amazing job. So,
Thank you.
And I just followed you on Facebook so I can see some of your posts. So thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else here have any questions? Need to go over anything? You know, that's what we're here for. So, you know, speak up, let us go ahead. You can unmic yourself too, unmute yourself. So that way, if you need to say something, you know, we're here so you know, to help you guys. So feel free. You know, John's here to help us to, you know, teach, you know, his expertise. So, and again, guys, if you guys have anything, please share, you know, because that's what we're doing. Jenny did one earlier today. John's doing one. You know, we've got a lot of new people now, and, you know, they bring different aspects to training and stuff that you may not have thought about. So, anytime you have an opportunity to get on these trainings or to do a training, please, you know, do so. Amy Hall has some amazing trainings also and ideas. You know, we're talking about doing the vision boards and the crap boards, you know, good and bad, you know. So lots of great ideas and trainings coming up. So again, I appreciate everybody that got on tonight. I appreciate, you know, John and Wendy for giving us, you know, their evening tonight to do this for us. And excuse me, I did record it, so I will put it on our Zoom.
Okay.
And again, anybody has any questions, just stay plugged in. That's what we're here for. If you guys need a certain training, let us know, you know, because we are all willing to help out. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening. If we don't see you at the beach of the world, we'll see you at the banks. And you guys have a great evening.
All right. Thanks, Marnie. Good night, everybody.
All right, bye.
Bye.